gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of a lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, and who is worshipped by goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. You can offer this Mukta Anguti offering, the offering of the pearl ring, and receive the blessings to be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. Yes, the next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpa. And in the Kamikagama verse, it is described that all the kalashas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. They should be adorned with a lotus flower made of gold. And there are hundreds of scriptural references for the lotus in the worship of Paramashiva. Almost everything in the worship of the ultimate involves the consecration of deities or of worship or meditating on the mudras and asanas. And during the worship involves the lotus flower, the lotus leaf, the lotus pericarp, and the lotus petals. The lotus is a divine flower. In fact, the Shakti of Paramashiva is also called the lotus, and the base of the Paramashiva linga is the lotus. The disciple of Paramashiva is also considered as the lotus, which is about to bloom. You can offer the gold lotus as any size you wish to be, and be blessed to have the state, space, and powers and being of Devi Parashakti in your inner space amidst any and every adverse situation in your life. The next offering is the Swarna Metti, the gold toe ring. Now, in this offering, it is the offering of the gold toe ring. I'll just be chanting the Pramana. Nakadidita samchana namajjana tamo guna padadvala padbhajala parakrita saroruha. You whose brightness from toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of your devotees, who prostrate at your feet, whose brightness from your 2 feet overpowers that of the lotus flower. You can offer this gold toe ring to Devi, adorning her sacred feet, to be in constant gratitude for receiving her blessings, even in the most difficult aspects of our life. And the Swarna Mangtika is the next offering. In the verse, Devi is described as Shuddha Sarabi Varshani, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the pleasant experience of the ultimate. Now, the Mangtika represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara Chakra, which is fully open. You can offer this Swarna Mangtika as a way to ultimately achieve complete completion and overflowing gratitude in your life. You can offer, yes, the next slide, please. Yes, the next offering is the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. Now, with Guru Purnima right around the corner, this is the time that you can start planning for Guru Purnima Day, offering the Pratyaksha Pada Puja on Guru Purnima Day, which is July 23rd. I'll just chant the Pramana for this offering. Nakadiditi samchana namajjana tamo guna padadvaya padvajala parakrita saroruha. The illumining splendor of Devi's toenails dispel the darkness of ignorance in devotees prostrating at her feet. Her feet defeat the lotus in blue beauty. Shlokam number 83 of the Saundarya Lahari, which states the nails that have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi. Tamoguna is darkness, and this stotram, tamas, is indicative of ignorance in the minds of devotees, and constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain knowledge. Offering the Pratyakshapada Puja blesses the Yajaman with all the auspiciousness and blessings of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Now, this offering is especially unique during this time, during the Guru Purnima Brahmotsavam, as we are celebrating Guru in our lives. There are so many references, especially from the Guru Gita, where the offering to the sacred feet of the Guru is absolutely and utmost auspicious in your life. It is equivalent of literally having literally any divine cosmic being, any god or goddess before you and offering Pratyakshapada Puja to them. So make sure that on this day, the Guru Purnima day, coming up on July 23rd, you are offering the Pratyakshapada Puja. It is such a beautiful offering and a day dedicated to the Guru Parampara. Now understand that the Guru Parampara is the sole reason why it is cherishing and enjoying what our ancestors have given us, the great secrets from Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the great truths and spiritual sentiments of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. We can remember, recall, and ultimately enjoy each and every one of the sacred sentiments through the Guru Parampara, as they only have protected and passed it down to us today. If not for the Guru Parampara and for the great lineage of unbroken incarnations of Paramashiva and those who have done the sacrifice of giving their life as Guru for each and every one of us and guided us generation after generation into the modern day until finally the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, as the successor of the Guru Parampara, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is accepting the Pratyakshapada Puja on the Guru Purnima day, and each and every one of us can offer through Guru Parampara. As Swamiji said, Guru Parampara is literally whom we owe everything to, as we are as Hindus across the world. So if you're a Hindu and you understand the significance, make sure that you are making time to make this offering, the Pratyakshapada Puja on Guru Purnima. So here we have a summary of all of the offerings that you can be offering: the Sankalpa chanting, the Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the Mukta Anguti, the Swarna Padma Pushpa, the Swarna Metti, the Swarna Mantika, the Pratyakshapada Puja, and the Vastra Seva. So all of these are the different offerings that you can make today. And the next slide, please. We also have two different options today. If you are ready for making the payments, and also if you have the intention to offer, perhaps you have the intention, but you're not yet ready to make a payment, or you don't have the time, or there's some obstacle in your way, you can still fill out the intention form and express your interest and get help in manifesting or get more details that you want for making these offerings. It is a very unique part of every person's personal relationship and personal bhakti towards the Guru and devotion towards their Ishta Devata, their cosmic being, their favorite divine God or divine cosmic being. So it is such a beautiful process that no one should be denied. No one should be told in any way that they cannot do it or think that they cannot do it. So understand that you can start manifesting whatever seva that you want to manifest today, and you can start manifesting and start making the intention. From that intention, you'll see it will become a beautiful offering that will give you all the fruit. Now, if you're ready to make the online payment, you can go to tiny.cc/Devi offering and make sure that you are filling out the form afterward, the tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021 form. This form will take in your names and all the names of your family members, as well as the different gotra and nakshatra. If you don't know these, it's okay. You can just submit your name and your family members' names and whatever you know a part of this information. And all of this will be chanted during the puja. So we will, from this, understand and be able to chant your name and your family's names during the sankalpa of the puja. And then all of the blessings will be sure to be bestowed on you for this offering. So once again, if you would like to make these offerings today, you can go immediately to tiny.cc/Devi offering. Now I request if we can show that link, if the NTV operator can go to the tiny.cc/Devi offerings link. And if you want to make your intention today, fill out the registration form at tiny.cc/Baba Samadhi. So whatever category you are in, please, you can take a step today to manifesting the offering that you want to make today. So if we can just take a minute, and I request if the NTV volunteer can go to the link tiny.cc/baby offering. Yes. So in the next segment, we will also be hearing from the administrators of the Adi Kailasa Sarvagnya Peetham, who will be sharing with us the latest updates and the ongoing guidance and plans in the Kailasa COVID care centers, Adi Kailasa Sarvagnya Peetham, as well as the 13 other Adinams which are offering Kailasa COVID care in India. So this is a very exciting segment where we'll be hearing from even the people who are uh, even the residents who are living there about their transformation, about how much Swamiji is doing to protect each and every one in India right now. So we'll be right back with you after a very quick break to proceed with the next segment. And also, if you are interested in making these offerings today, the links are being projected right now. If you'd like to make the offerings, you can go to tiny.cc/Bhava Samadhi. Now, if you just want to make your intention today, if any of these offerings pique your interest and you feel that deep yearning to fulfill your desire and have that, just give a token of your gratitude to Devi Parashakti at her lotus feet, and knowing, of course, that she has and she will accept all your gratitude, and not out of any fear or greed, just out of complete gratitude. If you would want to make that and manifest that in your life, you can fill out the intention form at tiny.cc/Bhava Samadhi. And if you're ready to make a payment for any of the offerings today or for the special Guru Purnima Day Pratyaksha Pada Puja, make sure to go to tiny.cc/Devi offerings, and that will take you to the payment link. And in the payment link, you'll be able to see all of the different options. You'll select the option that you want, proceed to checkout, and make the payment for the offerings. After you make the payment, make sure that you are signing up and filling out the Sankalpa 2021 form. That's a very important form that we should be filling out after the payment, so that where we can name all the people on whose behalf we are offering the puja, and all the blessings will be bestowed upon them. So go ahead and take a few minutes right now to make your intention, or if you want to make the register now for these offerings. We'll be
Yes. Just don't die within the next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within the next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are. Because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually.
will happen to the whole planet Earth. We all have to coexist together. There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities, in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Vedas and Agamas elaborately explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through his body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing us to glimpse the formless in a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deep and lasting transformation in us.
Yogeshwara, my guru, gave me an instruction and then he asked, will you do it? I was shocked. I immediately folded my hands and said, you are God, you are Shiva. How can I not do what you say? He laughed and said, no, only if you know I am the guru who is going to make you experience God, you need to listen to me. Understand? The most powerful cognition is God is Guru to make you realize you are God. Only then you will achieve enlightenment. Guru is the manifest form of Paramashiva. Paramashiva is unmanifest source of Guru.
3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive. Somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. Just don't die within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashiva will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. If you are not interested, we will explain the whole science, inspire you and make you interested in enlightenment science. We need to cater this enlightenment science because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem. I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you. We will make the whole planet flourish
spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet Earth. We all have to coexist together. There are some great spiritual sciences unique to Hinduism. Subtle, otherworldly, but definitive sign. Manifesting the cosmic beings in Archavatara, deities, in Nijavatara, living incarnations is possible. Understand? Kriya Pada of Veda explain the whole science of making the cosmic beings manifest in Archavatara, deities, and Nijavatara, living incarnations, both. During the Bhava Samadhi Darshan, literally those cosmic beings manifest through his body. Just like how they manifest in Archavatara, deity, they manifest in Nijavatara, Pratyakshavatara, and give you all the boons you ask, bless you. You see, each God is an independent intelligence to lead you to enlightenment. Each God is a bridge for you to achieve the Shivatva, the ultimate Shiva consciousness. Krishna is the bridge for you to achieve the Krishna consciousness. But the Shiva consciousness, Krishna consciousness, all consciousness is one and the same. Ultimate consciousness only. So that energy itself completely expresses.
Just like Radhika, when I see my own sweetness in the mirror, I become eager to taste it. I find that the only way to relish this sweetness is through the constitution of Sri Radhika.
Bhava Samadhi Darshan is a window to the infinite expanse of consciousness, allowing a way that we can understand. It cleanses the karmas of lifetimes. It awakens our biomemory to the space of Paramashiva, the ultimate consciousness, and creates a deepness
Nithyanandam. Yes, welcome back. We'll be moving on to the next segment of this program. Yes. So let us now get into the next segment of the program of contributions from Kailasa's Department of Education. Yes. So if you see the world today, the light of the world today, and what the world is facing in terms of education. So let us understand what is Kailasa offering in terms of education to the children and kids and enriching them. Of how the world is now facing a huge deploy in the education, where the Human Rights Watch reported that more than 1.5 billion students are out of school already. More than 91% of the world's students are out of school due to school closure in at least 188 countries. 36.5% of the US college students pointed to stress as the biggest reason why their academic performance suffered negatively for the past 12 months. In addition, 29.5% listed anxiety as a factor. For American middle schoolers, 61% of the teens admitted feeling a lot of pressure to get good grades. And approximately 1.277 billion learners are currently affected due to the school closures in response to the pandemic. And according to the UNICEF monitoring, 46 countries are currently implementing nationwide closures, and 27 are implementing local closures, impacted about 72.9% of the world's student population. So, in a survey by the mental health charity Young Minds, which included 2,111 participants up to the age of 25 years with a mental illness history in the UK, 83% said the pandemic had made their conditions literally worse. And 26% said they were unable to access the mental health support. Peer support groups and face to face mental services have been cancelled, and support by phone or online can be challenging for some young people. The COVID 19 pandemic has disrupted or halted the critical mental health services in 93% of the countries worldwide, while the demand for mental health is increasing according to a new WHO survey. Recently, a study also found that 18% of the individuals, including people with and without a past psychiatric diagnosis, who received a COVID 19 diagnosis were later diagnosed with a mental health disorder such as anxiety or mood disorders. And if you see the various surveys, they also found that substance use and suicidal ideation are particularly pronounced for young adults, with 25% reporting they started or increased substance use during the pandemic, and 26% reporting serious thoughts of suicide when compared to 11% of the adults. So these are the worst facts and statistics of the world, what the world is going through today. So every year, over 1.2 million students drop out of high school in the United States alone, and that is a student every 20 seconds or 7,000 a day. So about 25% of high school freshmen fail to graduate from high school on time. So this is the status of the school education right now during the pandemic time. So you can join. I remind you again and again. So Kailasa is extending its hands, extending its support for each one of you to protect yourself in the terms of multi-layer quarantine and joining the COVID care protection centers. You can register through the link kailasa.org/Kailasa care. So, what is Kailasa education offering to us in terms of through the Nithyananda Gurukul? So, the whole Gurukul, the real Hindu Gurukul, the Hindu university atmosphere I had in Tiruvannamalai in 1970s is what I'm trying to reproduce all over the world through Nithyananda Gurukul and online e-Gurukul. So this school is a place where celebration begins with right words in the blossoming minds, creating a gateway of possibilities, creating an enlightened civilization with yogic body and Vedic mind. So the Nithyananda Gurukul, the schools established by the beautiful revival of the Hindu civilization with the supreme pontiff of Hinduism. So here the students live their highest potential and manifest various spiritual powers, and the Gurukul functions its vision that education is for life, but life itself is not for education. So the Gurukul brings to the world the right kind of education that empowers you. So if you see the contemporary education versus the Gurukul education, so the current system of education is the Macaulay and the Max Muller's education, which is non and narrative style of teaching. The original Indian education system was not about continuously giving words, ideas, concepts, theories, or ideologies or theologies. It was you to the right context, enlightenment. So the Indian education system, the Gurukul, is more of a transmission of knowledge. So it's a knowledge transmission rather than a transfer of knowledge itself. So that is what is the main difference which we need to see between the contemporary education and the Gurukul education. So whether others educated or you educated yourself, it is based on the generalization, the dilution due to the aspects like whether others educate you or you educate yourself. If you plan yourself based on the best of you, it is called as specialization. The Gurukul ambience is for specialization and not for generalization. So it is for specialization and not for generalization and not for dilution. So this education is putting you and forcing you to memorize and forcibly making you to vomit whatever you have memorized. But whereas in Gurukul, there is no education, there is only initiation. So initiation means empowering you with powers. So letting you manifest, specialize, letting you manifest your specializations and letting you grow and grow and continuously grow. So the purpose of education is like manifesting whatever is good, beautiful, and making you as a good, beautiful, contributing citizen of the planet Earth and for humanity. So in Vedic tradition, examinations are not done by the question and answer method. That is Macaulay's method, clerk making. In Vedic conducted by the thought current you carry. So the person will be made to speak in the presence of the pandits who have mastered that thought current. So they will see whether he can spontaneously express that thought current. If the student is able to express the thought current cohesively, then he has literally mastered that science. That is what is the applied science of Abhayam Sarva Bhutebhyo. So, what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is saying, revealing about what is real education. So, he says, if we are teaching the science of completion to our kids, we should be able to guarantee you can't get even one lie out of our Gurukul kids. That is what is education. So, education is making you master a thought current, which becomes their lifestyle, which becomes the cognition style, which becomes their very being. So for hours, you cannot, it has become your very thought current, the way you literally cognize. So the change of thought current, transformation of thought current is the literal success of education. So each Upanishads, it adds a thought current to you. So transformation of this thought current is success. So our Gurukuls are not teaching that education centric. So Gurukuls are actually literally education centric. So students can develop, they can invent something which his guru does not know. So that is why it is not teacher centric. So he has a freedom. So please understand, only the basic formulas are taught. So basic tools to awaken the knowledge is literally taught. Then the student is left free to explore on his own. So Gurukuls are not with a set of rules or frame. They only supported people to explore the highest possible creativity. So if you see the next important market difference, so Gurukuls are not like a dam. So it is an embankment. So dam is different and an embankment is different. So with a dam, you're literally dammed, whereas an embankment is not a dam. So that is why many of the Advaita Guru's disciples were Vishishta Advaitas or Advaitis, or many of the Vishishta Advaiti Guru disciples. That means what? Only the basic analysis scales were given to you, but you are left to freely analyze yourself. You are given spoon, but not spoon fed. You are not spoon fed, and you are only given the spoon. So the freedom, if you see, Ramanuja was even able to think in the language of Vishishta Advaita. It shows the freedom that was available in Gurukul in the ancient days. And the same way, there are many Advaitis and who studied at the feet of the great masters, Advaitis or Vishishta Advaitis. But if you see, Sanatana Hindu Dharma gives only the tools to explore, but it is not putting you any frames, any restrictions, or any dams. If you read the Shanti mantra is Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahana Bhavatu. So the Shanti mantra, it is education centric and not teacher centric. So unfortunately, in the modern day, because the teachers have not taken the responsibility to be education centric, it has literally become teacher centric. So actually, if you see, it is because we are education centric, we were able to explore and reach the new heights of seeking. So that is where even the Ishta Devata concept has literally come. So Guru, he encourages the disciple to travel, discover, reinvent, and invent their own paths, their own methodologies, and he continues to encourage the disciples to explore on their own. So just being available and not being heavy on them, they given their the constructive freedom they literally enjoy. So with the tattvas of integrity, authenticity, responsibility, and enriching, as well as the truths of ahimsa, non-violence, and abhayam sarvabhutebhyo, the Balasans of the Nithyananda Gurukul have played with these powerful cognitions and thought currents and have physically demonstrated these powers of truths by providing security to the rose plants in the garden of the Gurukul, resulting in the rose plants literally dropping their thorns. So now let us listen to Bhagwan. What is the future of the education system, the Hindu Gurukul system?
As per the astrology, no theory can rule which is imposed on that society more than 60 years. Now 60 years is over for the non-involvement narrative education system. I am telling you, future is Gurukul system. The future of education is where the teachers and students live together in one place. If needed, let the parents also stay there. But because basically kids do what you do, they won't do what you say. Understand? They do what you do. They won't do what you say. Whatever you do, simply they will do. They will never do what you say. Most of the time, they don't care for what you say. The future of the Indian education system, I can say, the future of the any Intelligent education system will be Gurukul system. I am not talking out of pride or arrogance. I am talking seeing the future. I am telling you, this revival in the education system through our Gurukul system. Through our Gurukul system. It is going to be the Gurukuls. In Indian education system, complete involvement is required from the side of the teacher and the student. Student need to study the teacher. Teacher need to study the student. Understand? After thoroughly studying the student, teacher identifies the right subject in which the student will be successful. Few things are basic for everyone, like science of completion and enlightenment. Other than the science of enlightenment, all other things, master selects the subject in which the student will be successful. And then student is trained specifically in those fields with the knowledge of enlightenment, with the science of enlightenment, with the truth of enlightenment as the context. Even if you learn the archery, enlightenment is the context. If you study administration, enlightenment is the context. If you learn about business, enlightenment is the context. If you learn plumbing, building houses, enlightenment is the context. Indian education system is more of a transmission of the knowledge, not transfer of knowledge. It is not just information based.
Yes. So today is known to be the key factor to enabling the upwards socio-economic mobility and the strongest means of removing poverty. And the right education is crucial to the well-being, the stability, and growth of not only every child but to humanity as a whole. The Gurukul system is known to be the knowledge transmission system of Hinduism, one of the pillars which kept Sanatana Hindu Dharma alive and standing as the world's most ancient living civilization. So, through Kailasa's Department of Education, the Supreme Council of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam's Divine Holiness, this Gurukul system is being revived in its entirety. So, Gurukul, living in the Guru's home. So, Gurukul system, Sishya Sampradaya, or the living lineage of the Guru disciple relationship. So, after decades of study on the physical, the chemical, and biological uniqueness of the meditative states and enlightened beings, it has been found that in the normal waking state alone, their brain waves show that they are in a complete meditative state despite being fully active and engaged. So, in the world of athletics, this state is known as being in the zone, a glimpse into the peak of focus, cognitive function, attention, and coordination, to name a few. So, rather than a glimpse, the enlightened beings they casually walk, they talk, and engage with life settled in this peak. So, reasons we imbibe the body language, behaviors, and patterns of those in our environment, not just on the behavioral level, but to the depths of the neurological level. So this is also known as the mirror neuron effect, which we have already been seeing this sign. So in this way, there is no better teacher than the enlightened guru, who exists as the superconscious, biological, and reproducible anomaly as per the modern science. So, however, through centuries of Mughal invasions, colonialism, and continued persecution against the Hinduism and Hindu tradition, the science of knowledge transmission has been diminishing at an unprecedented state. So, after careful study in the colonialism era, it was found that the Gurukul system was standing as the backbone and stability of the Hindu civilization. So, the Macaulay education system was imposed on India after this revelation. So you can see the 13,000 universities across Bharat and 200,000 gurukuls were destroyed in Bengal and Bihar alone. And the systematic destruction of the Hindu universities and gurukuls, it goes also more than 80% of Hindus' indigenous knowledge, and our English schools are flourishing wonderfully. The effect of this education on the Hindus is prodigious, and no Hindu who has received an English education ever continues to be sincerely attached to the Hindu religion. So the Hindu religion is so extravagantly absurd that it is impossible to teach a boy astronomy, geography, natural history without completely destroying the hold with that religion has on his mind. So the Thomas Macaulay, he says, it is my firm belief that if our plans of education are followed up, there will be not a single idolater among the respectable classes in Bengal 30 years hence. So, and this will be effected without any efforts to proselytize, without the smallest interference with religious liberty, merely by the natural operation of knowledge and reflection. So this is how the destruction of the educational system started when the Macaulay's education system was introduced into the children. And now, if you see, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is beautifully reviving the Hindus, Gurukul, and universities by actually, you can see a beautiful uh, group of kids. So, on the 2nd of October 2006, His Divine Holiness officially inaugurated the Nithyananda Gurukul in the Adi Kailasa Sarvatma Peetham. And in 2008, you can see the students of Nithyananda Gurukul practicing yoga, meditation under the sacred banyan tree, the Kalpavriksha tree in Adi Kailasa. And the 50% of Gurukul Balasants, the child saints, they study 1 to 3 years ahead of their age group, scoring in top 10 to 20% of Mensa at the age of 14 itself. So the Gurukul Balasants, they learning the standard academics along with the indigenous Hindu scriptures. And you can see they are practicing the ancient traditional Shivastamba yoga under the guidance of the trained Shivastamba yogacharyas and teachers. And the Gurukul Balasant, who is now demonstrating the ability to perform the Kundalini Rajju yoga, even though she's blindfolded. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself is personally teaching the lost science of Dhanur Vidya to all the Gurukul Balasants. And 30% of the Gurukul Balasants demonstrating the capacity to spontaneously play the instruments without formal, very blissfully and joyfully, and they themselves have learnt it. And the Gurukul Balasants living the Agamic Shastra based lifestyle. And the Balasants of the Nithyananda Gurukul, they are demonstrating the ability to read blindfolded. And they are participating in the Vakyata Sadas. They're discussing the beautiful teachings of Hinduism, and the Balasants of Nithyananda Gurukul addressing the Kailasian delegates. The Balasants, after successfully hosting the worldwide webinar on the highlights and signs of the Nithyananda Gurukul. Yes, if you see now the impact of Gurukul, the whole brain learning, stress-free living, zero teen violence or aggression, that is the most important problem for depression and suicide, and quantum memory activation, which is also called as Eka Santagrahi in the Vedic age, which is recalling verbatim after a single hearing. And the Kailasas Nithyananda University, the world's largest Hindu university, which is established around the globe, and with 450 plus campuses in 150 more countries and available to the public from 2003 onwards. So it's literally reviving and presenting the world's most ancient, lost knowledge in a user friendly way. And ancient truths taught in a way directly applicable for the modern man's personal, practical, and professional life. You can see 20 million enrollments and counting, 7,000 plus courses which are available, and the delegates and teachers from 50 plus countries directly contributing to the Nithyananda Hindu University. So now let us listen directly from His Divine Holiness on the value of Nithyananda Rajavidya Rajagurukul.
Long rituals are not useless or unnecessary as a modern brainwashed Hindu thinks. Long rituals are the most powerful method, science, kriya, to awaken all the life energies. See, totally we have 21 life energies. I will describe all the 21 like a fundamental principal forces of life, like gravity, how all these are fundamental forces, principal forces externally. Internally, there are 21 life energies. Ability to visualize, ability to make decision. All these 21 is given to you, but you use them accidentally. That is why your life is full of accidents. Your marriage is accident, wealth is accident, life is accident, money is accident. Very less is planned, much is accident. And I tell you, I have seen people become thieves by not knowing the power of their life energy. I tell you, thief is the cheapest way to exist. I tell you. Because you do not know you own trillions. That is why you steal millions. If you know you own trillions, why will you steal? Listen, asteya, non-stealing, comes to a person who mastered his life energy. Each of my Gurukul kid is a $1 trillion economy. I tell you. Each of my Gurukul kid, the powers they can manifest. Understand, Gurukul is not a joke. It is a powerful science. Especially, see, normally, one child plus one child is a two child. But in the Gurukul ecosystem, one child plus one child is 11. 1, 1. Not 1 plus 1. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. If there are 3 child, it is not 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3. No. It is 1, 1, 1. 111. The energy multiplication. Because the ecosystem, understand, that is why Gurukul has to be with the ecosystem. I have always seen, whenever I download a power on one child, when the group sits, I can share that power on the whole group. Because when team of kids or balasans or sannyasis or brahmacharis, when they sit as one team, it is very easy for me to just like a lightning pour the energy on them. Understand? The Sankhya of life energy is different. The multi-dimensional logic of life energy is different. People cannot understand this Sankhya. The multiple life energies, awakening them to its peak and manifesting them is all about life.
So, despite the relentless attacks against life, against character, and image of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he goes on sincerely contributing everything he has for the world. So, from the field of nutrition to education, from protection of religious freedom to the revival of indigenous traditions, the Supreme Pontiff has sincerely contributed in every facet, and this has not gone unnoticed by the world's dignitaries, leaders, and multi faith diaspora. So, on the 12th of May 2021, Bhagwan has revealed that I came as Nijavatara. I am blessing you. Listen, people, listen to do good to all of you. I have taken the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. People of India, listen carefully. Time after time, Bharatam is Jnana Bhumi, where enlightened beings come. We cannot make Jnana Bhumi as infertile. Enlightened beings have to come. They have to live, it has to flower, and few hypocrites because they are stuck in delusion. We cannot sacrifice the world. So cosmos cannot be destroyed. The ship I did to save the cosmos from being destroyed, that is called Adi Kailasa. The ship I did to protect beings from Pralaya is Adi Kailasa. Because of conspiracy of the Drohis and enemies rule, the captain had to leave the ship. So before 12 years, knowing the great deluge that is going to happen, all the Aushadas by this Guru Purnima, that Jnana Rasavadam, the Navapashana, is going to flower. Allow people to come and take a dip in Navapashana flower. People, whoever comes and dips in Vaitya Sarovar, they will not have death. They will not have corona. Crores and crores of people will come in line every day. They will come and dip in the Anandalingam. So listen well to my words. For India, I made the ship as protection, the Nithyananda Navapashana Lingam in Vaitya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa. Oh Indians, listen. All those regretting losing the Nithyananda Nijavatara without confusion and without talking, just as a lip service, just go to Adi Kailasa. And he has again revealed scores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana water feast and medicine to get health and protection and enlightenment. To protect India from the great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if the captain is not there, the ship is there. So if you see, when all the first world countries have closed their borders and schools during a massive global emergency, Kailasa has opened its doors to all of you without any exception. So, how beautifully the Supreme Founder of Hinduism extended and opened out the borders of Kailasa through the various free COVID care centers in India, the Adi Kailasa in Bididi, Bangalore, the Salem Adinam, the Tiruvannamalai Adinam, the Rajapalayam Adinam, the Puduvai Adinam, the Pattanam Adinam, the Siragapadi Adinam, the Sripuram Adinam, Madurai Adinam, Avattipalayam in Erode, the Hosur Adinam, and the Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. So, multiple free and various social services are literally offered during this pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across the India. and spiritual services are offered during pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India and the cosmic revelations of the global pandemic by Devi Parashakti herself. So, in the various fields like in medical care with beautiful allopathy, Ayurveda, and Siddha medicine, an infrastructure to accommodate thousands of people, an accommodation for multi layered quarantine, emergency ambulance and ICU on wheels, personal protective medical equipment, food security management through food banks, and organic farming. So you can join any one of these COVID care protection centers and register through the link kailasa.org/Kailasa care and have the beautiful opportunity of multi-layered quarantine and protect yourself and just be alive for the next 2 years. So Kailasa's Department of Education is actually academic as well as spiritual educational services physically for all the kids residing in the Adi Kailasa Sarvajna Peetham and virtually for a number of kids through the e-Gurukul program. So with more than 1 billion kids not having access to education in the midst of this global pandemic, Kailasa has taken both the spiritual and the academic responsibility to enrich and provide these services to these kids. And don't miss out this opportunity and join one of these COVID care protection centers in Adi Kailasa Sarvajna. You can see the glimpses of the Raja Vidya Raja Gurukul, how the kids are literally grown up like the prince and the princesses. And they're doing the yoga, the Kundalini Raji Yoga, the Shivastamba Yoga, and you can see the yoga, the Pratama Vinyasa Krama Yoga, which is being practiced by the Nithyananda Gurukul Balasans, and they are themselves doing the Homa, the fire rituals, according to the Agamic way, which was revealed by Paramashiva, and each one of them doing the puja and everything in a systematized way, how the Hindus were practicing in the earlier days. And you can see all these pictures of the Nithyananda Gurukul Balasans blissfully enjoying the lifestyle and routine in the Adi Kailasa Sabakta Peetham. And these are the various pictures of the Gurukul kids, the Raja Vidya Raja Gurukul kids. Yes, so if you also want to be a part of this huge mission of the revival of Hindu tradition and protect yourself during this impending pandemic, you can also join one of our COVID care protection centers and sign up in the link kailasa.org/Kailasa care. Yes. So you can take a few minutes to sign up in this link to join us through this COVID care protection centers. Yes. So let us now understand how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving the temple sciences and ecosystems. So if you see during this Maha COVID-19 surge, the famous Tridi Siddhivinayak temple is shut till further orders, and the Maharashtra government has ordered the uh, a week lockdown in this temple, and it is actually still continuing in this most important temple in Maharashtra in India. And the Puri Jagan shrines and all the religious places are closed for public because the city is recording the highest daily COVID surge. And the two major temples, the Sapta Devalaya, the cluster of seven temples in Vrindavan, they banned the entry of devotees in the view of rising COVID-19 cases. And you can see the most famous temple, Gujarat's Somanath temple, which is closed for darshan because of the COVID surge. So literally all across India, the most famous temples are actually closed. And the Chola era temple murtis are beheaded. So the murtis of Chola era temple have been vandalized in Pudukottai, and a devotee who went to the temple was shocked to find all the murtis in the temple in a beheaded state. So he lodged a complaint to the police later. So this is one of the atrocities which are happening on the side by side during this pandemic. So now, in times where all the ancient temples are in a lockdown because of the risk of the widespread corona disease. The devotees of these temples were visiting and having darshan of their gods and goddesses for thousands of years. Yet, all these ancient sacred sentiments have come to a harming halt after the lockdowns have taken place. So the religious fervor of the devotees is being lost due to the pandemic, but the Supreme Pontiff is reviving the Kailasa ecosystem and bringing all the ancient traditions of the online platforms on the Kailasa TV, the YouTube, and the various other platforms. So why deity worship? So please understand, deities are not mere idols, they are embodiments of ideals. So we do not worship the idols, we worship the ideals which are represented through the idols. When you relate with the deities, the transmutation, it becomes a very easy and a joyful process for you. And the deities in the real Kshetra are always carved in the form of ancient masters and enlightened beings. So even though no longer in the body, they can be invoked through the name or form they used while in the physical plane. So when we pray to the deity or chants its name, the corresponding divine vibration is automatically awakened and it becomes available on the energy plane to guide us and to bless us. So here is what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revealed, that we master the science of connecting the divine to deities and expressing the divine through the deities. The whole science has been mastered in the Vedic tradition. The revival of temples will be the revival of world peace and world bliss. The revival of temple culture, the deity worship where people are made to look in, that is where the revival of Sanatana Dharma, the Advaita Satya, is going to happen. So Shiva, he saved Markandeya, and that is why he became an independent deity, the Kala Kala. And same way he danced in ecstasy, and that action became Nataraja. And Vishnu's every action of showering blessings to the world has become Lakshmi. And Brahma's every action of constantly sharing the wisdom, it becomes Saraswati. So each of these become independent energies and intelligences. So when you connect with these independent intelligence, those deities, whatever you want, it happens immediately. So whatever result you want, worship with right those divine energies who are personification of those specific actions. So join one of these COVID care protection centers. Again, we remind you, and you can register through kailasa.org/kailasa care. So, how Kailasa is reviving the temple ecosystem? So, Kailasa is a place where everything related to superconsciousness is revived. And all the sampradayas, all the spiritual ecosystems created for enlightenment will be revived and established in such a way it never gets lost again and there forever serving the humanity. Let us now listen to Bhagavan. How is Kailasa reviving the Hinduism's temple ecosystems?
I am going to revive Hinduism by
setting up a model community, enlightenment ecosystem. I'm going to create absolutely from the scratch newly self-sustaining, temple-based, Hindu ancient enlightenment ecosystem, civilization based on that. Understand? Kailasa is reviving the ancient Hindu enlightened civilization. Paramashiva himself manifested this Kailasa Mandala, the enlightened.
3 years. Don't die within next 3 years. Just
I am going to revive this whole enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, by creating a model Kailasas all over the world. I am going to revive Hinduism by setting up a model community, enlightenment ecosystem. I am going to create absolutely from the scratch newly self-sustaining, temple-based, Hindu ancient enlightenment ecosystem and civilization based on that. Understand? Kailasa is the ancient Hindu enlightened civilization. Paramashiva himself manifested this Kailasa Mandala, the enlightenment ecosystem and the lifestyle. I am going to revive this whole enlightenment ecosystem, Kailasa, by creating a model Kailasas all over the world.
Yes. So with that, we come to the conclusion of this segment of this program, and we'll be going on to the next segment. So thank you everyone. So you can again join us in the COVID care centers and have the opportunity of multi-layered quarantine and protect yourself. So thank you everyone. Nithyananda.
don't die within next 3 years. Just don't die within next 3 years. Be alive, somehow be alive. I'm working sincerely. I will reach you somehow. Somehow I will reach you. It's my commitment to humanity. within next 3 years. I will reach you wherever you are, whichever corner of the world you may be. I will reach you with enlightenment. You manifesting the space, state, powers, being Paramashivoham. It is possible, and it is possible for you. Paramashivoham will reach you with enlightenment science. I know he is going to do the job. Just be alive for next 3 years. Nothing else.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva. Whole world should become Kailasians.
I want the whole world to know Hindus have something great to contribute to the world. We have something great to contribute to the world. Let us do that.
Kailasa is proper customized spiritual service, helping you to identify your root patterns of suffering. We have perfected the science of helping every individual from every cultural, religious, nationality background. You will have lowest reactionary assumptions, highest awakened response, alive response for life continuously. Kailasa is enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself in your own home, wherever you are. Proper customized spiritual service, helping you to complete with your life negativity, withdrawal from life, self-hatred, self-denial, self-doubt, so much of tiredness, laziness. We can support you, aligning your diet, your attitude, your aptitude, your understanding about life. We can help you with everything. If you are interested in enlightenment, we will immediately bring this to you. We will explain the whole science, inspire you, and make you interested in enlightenment time. We need to cater this enlightenment science to the whole world wherever they are, because enlightenment is the birthright of all human beings. Kailasa is responsible to provide that to all human beings. Kailasa is the totality of the knowledge I received from my gurus and practice manifested in my life, perfected by teaching millions of people from all cultures, time zones, backgrounds, genders, nationality, race, from every creed. So this absolutely perfected knowledge available to you, served to you in your home without even you moving out of your couch, free of cost. What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution.
Nithyananda. Welcome back, dear viewers. Now we will be entering into a segment where we will understand the persecution against Hindus and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. As many of you may have already heard, that the UN has recognized the persecution of Kailasa and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And this was due to the tireless hard work of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to bring to light the ongoing persecution of Hindus worldwide and the relentless abuse and attacks that Hindus have been facing over the past 1,000 years after so much of tireless hard work. Now, the UN and the world has recognized the ongoing persecution on Kailasa and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So we will begin and understand what has been happening throughout our history, our Hindu history. We can go to the next slide, please. Speaking of next. So as many of you may know, Kailasa is the largest Hindu library, and eons ago, Paramashiva revealed in the Vedagamas to reveal the Vedagamas to Devi and establish the enlightenment ecosystem. The civilization embodied the best of the best in every field: medicine, art, science, social, judicial, administrative, and political systems. The civilization of its zenith spanned over 10,000 sampradayas. Paramashiva and Parashakti herself manifest as Matrika letters in scripture. And here is the Pramana for Adishaiva Guru Parampara. And the translation goes, the supreme discipline of Adishaiva tradition has been coming down through the continuous lineage of Guru disciple, the Adishaiva Guru Parampara, from time immemorial. And this has been the transmitted knowledge has been given to Devi
Nandi, and the Saptarishis. All the rishis went all around the world, started several enlightenment ecosystems, and Sri Kailasa to transmit the super science of Paramashivoham. And over a period of thousands of ecosystems started all over the planet. Several spiritual kingdoms and samrajya were also created. A civilization is made up of its gods, scriptures, rituals, and tenets that are lived. These aspects provide the Vatavarna, the environment where human beings flourish, in whichever dimension of life they are passionate about. And Sanatana Hindu Dharma is the oldest living civilization on planet Earth. This glorious civilization had about 100 million source books. One source book is sufficient for a religion to emerge, creating a Vatavarna where every human being flourishes and experiences the ultimate state of supreme self. And here you can see the tree of source scriptures where they have spiritual legitimacy, cultural legitimacy, the political legitimacy, historical legitimacy, economic legitimacy, social legitimacy, and religious legitimacy. And this is what kept the source scriptures alive for so many years. And here you can see the breakdown of the scriptures and how they were divided. And the vastness of the Hindu scriptures is something unheard of in any other religion, with over 10, the Vedas themselves have over 10,000 verses. And in the Agamas, there are 28 main Agamas and 202 Upa-Agamas. The Kamika Agama alone has 100 crores of crores, and there are thousands and billions of crores of verses in each of these Agamas, and many other Agamas and Upagamas with millions of verses. There are 18 major Puranas and 18 Upapuranas and other Puranas, and more than 4 lakh verses in the major Puranas. So you can see that the Hindu scriptures are vast and have enormous amounts of knowledge to be gained from them. And here you can see the pramana for the Vedas from Paramashivoham. And we can move to the translation, please. So from the Supreme Person, breath came from the Vedas, the pure knowledge, the Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, the Sama Veda, the Athar Veda, the Puranas, the cosmic histories, the Upanishads, the verses and the sutras, and all the other anubakas, commentaries. The word itihasa refers to the Ramayana and Mahabharata and other similar works. The Upanishads refer to the source revelations experienced just by sitting, and the shloka verses refer to the collection of verses in meters, such as Anushtup, composed by enlightened sages and rishis. And sutras refer to the concise statement which explains the meaning of the Vedas, written by major teachers. The Anubakas refer to the commentaries on the sutras written by the great teachers, and all of these are called Amanya. The primary meaning of Amanya is in. So what happened to these great Hindu scriptures, and why are we not able to access all of these enormous scriptures that we've had? Now, only 20% of the Vedic Hindu scriptures remain on this planet. Despite having millions and millions of verses, only 20% are available for humanity. So almost 100% of Hindu universities were destroyed. And the 8 major libraries, including Nalanda, Takshashila, Vikramashila, with millions of books, were destroyed. And there are more than 2 million temples in India, but not with any libraries. And thousands of libraries were destroyed or poorly maintained, and major collections of manuscripts were in the hands of Oriental institutes or institutes funded by foreign countries, with millions of scriptures stolen by invaders. Genocides of the Kashmir Pandits. So selective, brutal destruction of knowledge communities was executed by many anti-Hindu and colonial and invaders. And 7 genocides of Kashmir Pandits, from 3 to 6 lakhs, were brutally kicked out. And the genocide of Shivacharyas in Tamil Nadu under the atheistic government, and the destruction of the Hindu universities and libraries, and the world's largest Tamil Hindu library, the Jaffna Library, public library, was also burnt, which was in Sri Lanka. And 13,000 universities across Bharat and 100,000 gurukuls were destroyed in Bengal and Bihar. Sorry, 1 million gurukuls were destroyed in Bengal and Bihar. And Nalanda University, which had 9 million books, were burnt by the Islamic invader Khilji. And here you can see the photos of Nalanda University. And India has more than 2 million temples, but very, very few libraries. And the libraries are the center for scriptural studies, the Vedakamas, and should be constructed to all, here's the pramana for this, in all the 4 main directions of the temple, in the corner directions of the temple, in its inner enclosure, or in the location recommended for the installation of the images of the Shaiva devotees. And here you can see photos of various mutt libraries and different Hindu libraries, and how poorly these libraries, the scriptures, the palm leaves, have been maintained, and how they've been destroyed and been subject to corrosion. And here you can see another pramana for the Yoga Nashta Parantapa. So the supreme science was thus received through the chain of master-disciple succession, and the saintly king understood it in that way. In the course of time, the succession was broken, and therefore the science of, as it was appears to have been lost. And over the period of time, with increasing consumerism, these life-positive values diminished in all cultures. Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library, as we stated earlier, is the world's largest collection on Hinduism. And as Swamiji always says, books and deities made Nithyananda. We can watch a short video where Swamiji speaks about the library.
one great thing in the modern day, information age, internet age, human beings can't be manipulated anymore by a small gang of people, by keeping the mass media cult under them. No. World cannot be controlled anymore by mass media cult or entertainment industry cult. And world cannot be controlled anymore by missionary militants and militant missionaries. The next generation, the modern day youth has started questioning the utility value of everything. And I tell you, Hindu tradition is the best designed, developed tradition just to contribute. Hindu knowledge is amazingly contributing. I can very joy and pride. Hindu scriptures are the most unadulterated, as maintained, as purely as it was uttered, revealed in the beginning. The Vedas are as it is from the time Paramashiva breathed it to Parashakti to Vishnu to Brahma and the Guru Parampara. Narayanam Patma Bhavam Vasishtam Shaktinja Tatputra Parasharanja in the Yogindra Matasya Sishyam Sri Shankaracharya Matasya Vatma Padanja Asta Malaganja Sishyam Tamtroda Ganmartikakaramanya. The whole Guru Parampara, unadulterated. I tell you, history, geography, astrology, astronomy, cosmology, physics, chemistry, biology, mysticism, religion, economy, in every field, administration, law and order, in every field, the field of education itself, spirituality, superconscious mind, power manifest in every level. Nothing compared to the extreme life positive knowledge source of Hinduism. This is the most non-violent, life positive knowledge tradition in every field. Unimaginable knowledge source is lying in the 2,20,000,000 source books of Hinduism. Around 10,000 traditions are still alive. I am not talking about what we lost, what we still have, kept it alive, at least in the museums, which I can revive. I can add flesh and bones to this whole scriptures and make it living, alive lifestyle. I want all Hindus to start becoming real Hindus, non-violent, extremely life positive and contributing. This is what is the core identity of Hinduism. Let's start living that core identity, core narrative of Hinduism. That's the best strategy to stop the Hindu Holocaust. I tell you, Hindus have a great future. I want all the Hindus who are interested and listening to me, all of you, please wake up and start contributing more and more and build contributing lifestyle. That's the best way to stop the Hindu Holocaust. At least 10% of the Hindus should become Brahmana by Varna. Only then we can collect all these books and store it properly, make digital and physical libraries and practice those knowledge, build laboratories and teach this knowledge to the whole world. This is what is my life's mission. Of course, translation, making it searchable, making it user-friendly, indexing, all this work put together. That is the purpose for which I started this Nithyananda Hindu Library. I will establish the most authentic, world's largest physical and virtual library and Hindu university. Hindu literatures are made illegitimate, stolen. Many concepts and principles and ideas are stolen. And Hindus are made to feel that literatures are all just mythology and faltu and just somebody's fantasy. I will make sure enough scientific researches are done, proper documentations are done, analysis are done. Not only I will collect, compile, organize the world's largest Hindu knowledge resource library, I will make all of it user-friendly for the whole world by making virtual for the world. I am very clear. I am going to collect everything related to Hinduism. The source scriptures, various commentaries and translations, good or bad. Some translations are true to the original, some are 80% true, some 70% true, some are absolutely distorted. But I am going to collect everything, organize, index. My initial level plan is 10,000 students will be able to reside and study. 2 crore means 20 million Hindu scriptures. And largest virtual library, very organized and made user-friendly. Collecting all the 2 crore, 20 million source books, organizing, indexing, then translating, making it user-friendly, making library, physical library, and making digital library, then studying it, researching it, making laboratories. For example, the Hindu battery, which can be charged, recharged by consciousness, does not need any other chemical from outside. The Hindu aircraft, which can fly through the conscious sound technology, the consciousness-based light technology, sound technology, consciousness-based biology, consciousness-based biology-based technology. When consciousness starts growing in your biology becomes totally different, and that biology can be used to fly, empower, energize multiple machineries in Hindu tradition. Collecting this 2 crore, 20 million scriptures, organizing, indexing, translating, building laboratories, not just libraries, laboratories, universities, where we conduct clinical trials, medical trials, scientific researches. Everything gets organized, made user-friendly for the humanity and shared with the humanity free of cost. I invite people from all over the world to share your time, treasure, talent. I invite all the practicing Hindus, living, practicing Hindus and Hindu sympathizers, 200 crore, 2 billion population, at least 10% of you, 2 crores, please come and become Brahmanas by Varna. Let's take up this project of reviving Hindu knowledge, contributing Hindu knowledge. Jatis belongs to Brahmana or Vaishya or Kshatriya or Shudra, does not matter. An Acharya incarnation, Avatara Purusha, has a right to declare which Varna you belong to. Whether you are Shudra by Jati, Vaishya by Jati, Brahmana by Jati, or Kshatriya by Jati, don't worry. Decide to change your Varna to Brahmana Varna by taking up this responsibility of Nithyananda Hindu Library. I already started the work. Last 20 years I am doing work in this line. It is time. In next few years, you will see the fruit. This revival of Kailasa, Nithyananda Hindu Library, it starts. It can never end.
Yeah, we can move to the next one. Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library will be the epicenter for all Hindu scriptures, which will locate, acquire, collect, organize, publish, teach, and spread the Shastra. And Sri Kailasa has been embracing and enlivening the true glorious Sanatana Hindu Dharma. Sri Kailasa runs and administers under the cosmic constitution of the scriptural authority and on eternal truth, the Hindu Shastras. And here you can see Pramana from the Bhagavad Gita, which translates as, but he who discards scriptural injunctions and acts according to his base impulses attains neither perfection nor happiness, nor the supreme destination. So here is a direct pramana on why we should follow the Shastra. The verse goes further on, by the regulation of the scriptures, the Shastra Pramana, one should understand what is duty and what is not duty. After being versed in the scriptural injunctions, one should act accordingly. And here is an Apta Pramana, which translates as sacred knowledge in human ultimate beauty, the hidden treasure. Through knowledge, one can enjoy different happiness. It is the master of all masters. During foreign travel, knowledge is our king. Knowledge is verily the supreme divine. largest collection of Hindu scriptures started with the book, the Atma Purana. The above Atma Purana book was given by Isaki Swamigal, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. This is the first book in his collection for humanity, which has grown in the world to the world's largest collection of online and physical Hindu scriptures. And here you can see the original book of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, which was given to him by his guru at a very young age. Millions and millions of Hindu scriptures which are available as digitized versions will be downloaded and kept for reference purposes. And people can use those computers and refer. Even though we have digitized versions, we will have hard copies. The traditional Grantha Samadhi will be created and maintained. And this is the vision the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has for Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library. In Vedic times, anybody has any kind of conflict, problems, questions, they will go to the Namisharanya, where all of the scriptures are stored, and the rishis who have read all the scriptures are available, who will refer immediately to the scriptures and give the answer to the visitors. This project will be revived by the Supreme Pontiff through the Sadvijnana project. The Agamas should have become the book of Hinduism. I am bold enough to declare for all the lifestyle issues, social issues, how we should conduct ourselves in society in the way of liberated thinking, how we should live, everything. The Agamas should have become the scriptures, because no other master has the courage to think or the clarity to think to this depth than Mahadeva. These are the direct words of the Supreme Pontiff. I just feel like I should dedicate my whole life to research, organizing, collecting, living, and spreading, radiating the Agamas, and I have decided to do that. Again, Supreme Pontiff is its own word. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continues on. It is my responsibility collecting it from all the corners of the world, wherever it was secretly lying, the original Agamas, the yogic scriptures, and gathering it, revealing it to the whole world, and making it available to the whole world through the internet. And we will offer this to the whole world copyright free. You have a right to copy. I am declaring it as a copyright free. If you are copying, not only you are welcome, you are celebrated. It's our job to build beautiful libraries, the knowledge transferring methodologies and mechanisms. Not only library, but making the library user-friendly, useful for people, where people can really, really get involved. Know more about it, making it more visually presentable. Please understand, human beings have started learning visually now. Almost all learning processes have become visual. Less words and more visual presentation. We should work on creating video encyclopedia of Hinduism. At least 10,000 concepts of Hinduism, like birth, life, God, death, karma, listening, internalizing, at least 10, and the spiritual masters, religious leaders, various with examples like slideshow or animated version, and so on. It should be made freely available in the internet, the whole world, to receive knowledge about Hinduism. And the true Hindu preachers, activists, should be trained through these visual presentations. And the people who live Hinduism authentically should be inspired to live it. And people who are new to Hinduism, we should introduce the Hinduism to them. Each of these palm leaves is a soft power atom bomb. You just throw that one country, throw that on one country, they are there forever with devotion and respect. And out of gratitude, love, respect, surrender. They are there forever because so much is contributed to their life. The goal of Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library is to create the largest repository of Hindu scriptural knowledge in the world. And again, to reiterate, in Swamiji's own words, deities and books made Nithyananda. We are creating and preserving the largest repository of Indian scriptural knowledge in the world for posterity under one roof, collecting all Hindu scripture books on planet Earth, and creating the world's largest Granth Samadi, home to living deities of scriptures, transmitting powerful cognitions to humanity, and housing 5 crore books and manuscripts on Hinduism, including 2 crore source books on Hinduism. And there will be a state-of-the-art library building over a square feet, using the latest software to automate the library management, and establishing the world's largest digital library of Hinduism books and manuscripts. So this wealth of knowledge can be accessed from any part of the world. And the Grantha Samadhi, this is the most important of all samadhis, which has kept Hinduism alive. All scriptural books, palm leaf documents, which are kept in one room and maintained, is a Grantha Samadhi. The Grantha Samadhi means energy center of spiritual books. In the 28 Agama deities, Paramashiva, the 108 Upanishads, the Lord Brahma, the Purana, the Veda Vyasa, and are made of palm leaf, gold leaf, silver leaf, copper leaf, and other metals. And thousands of living deities of various avatars, masters, rishis, saints, honoring their contribution to Hinduism. Research and reference section for 10,000 sampradayas of Sanatana Hindu Dharma will also be a part of this library. And all books will be printed on the non-tearable paper for long-term preservation, and traditional resin grand binding of all books, setting up a large-scale digital printing until unit at the library, and total collection of 400,000 digital books will be available. And the digitization has already been going on within the Nithyananda Hindu Library, and which allows for preservation and dissemination of knowledge using the latest technology. And all of this is made available to the public for free. And palm leaf print keeps the tradition alive by printing scriptures on palm leaf, the original method of maintaining the scriptures. And the scripture collection, the collection of all in publication books from all around the world, has been maintained within the library. And the Nithyananda Hindu Library has taken on the vast job of organizing with a descriptive catalog as per the international standard, and classified the knowledge, the classification of complete scriptures on as per the scripture tree, which is exclusively revealed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the foremost, most respectable commentator and expert on the Hindu scriptures. This tree has been developed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself. And the collection of 3 crore books and manuscripts from the digital libraries across the world have been maintained within the library. And we have collected over 100,000 physical books on Hinduism. And this unique collection of research books includes the Vedas, Shaivagamas, Upanishads, and art and architecture, cosmology, tantra, the collection gives base material for research for programs at the Nithyananda Hindu University. And art and architecture books are the base material for the development of the Veda agamic cities and temples. And you can see the vast amount of knowledge, the various subjects and options that people have to study the Hindu scriptures and the various knowledge provided by Hinduism. We have collected more than 1 million digital books on Hinduism, and the largest collection of Shaiva Agamas in the world, largest collection of Kashmir Shaivism in the world, and the collection from various sampradayas and libraries across the world. And the Nithyananda Hindu Library Management System is a detailed structure and classification of the Hindu source scriptures of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, as ordained by Lord Paramashivoham himself. And Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library has developed the world's first exclusive Hindu library management system based on ancient Vedagamic scriptural classification tree. The classification system has more than 900 subject areas and more than 32 different levels of commentaries. And this was exclusively developed by the Supreme Court himself. And the software development has been the world's first multi-script OCR, which covers Sanskrit search engine and video search engine. And there has been a Sanskrit-based search engine that has been developed with phonetic-based search engine as well, and the Pani graphical, using the Pani graphical. The world's only multi-script optical character recognition software has been developed by the Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library, and it makes the digital books in text as searchable, editable, and enhances the in-text search capabilities, and makes easy for further research and compilation work. So this can be accessed by anybody in the world for their personal research or for any kind of research for benefiting humanity. And the first palm leaf collection on the Upanishads. Today, Kailasa Nithyananda Hindu Library is the world's largest knowledge center of Hindu source scriptures and manuscripts and books on Hinduism, and is dedicated to collecting, preserving, and freely sharing the 20 million Hindu texts as foundation for the only Hindu nation. It brings spiritual, cultural, economic legitimacy to the enlightened sciences, rituals, and lifestyle. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has mastered the Vedas and Agamas under one of his gurus, Isaki Swamigal. And he has received the title of Brahmasukhi through formal initiation from Isaki Swamigal and Mata Vivadhananda. And a palm leaf containing the sacred script source text given by his guru, Isaki Swamigal, is the first palm leaf that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has collected. And here you can see the photos of the text that the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's guru has given. And the collection of over 50,000 rare manuscripts. The collection includes the largest collection on the Shaiva Agamas found in Tamil Nadu, the largest collection of Kashmir Shaivism, and the collection from various other libraries out of India. And palm leaf printing has been in full force in the Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library. With India has more than 55 million manuscripts in various libraries, mutts, and in personal collections of various individuals. Most of these manuscripts are either getting destroyed or almost inaccessible to Hindu scholars, and almost all the manuscripts are from And here you can see the photos of the damaged manuscripts here in various libraries. And Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library has set up multiple units for the palm leaf printing to keep the knowledge tradition alive and to maintain the original source of these scriptures and the original method of maintaining these scriptures in the palm leaf. Until now, we have printed 108 Upanishads, the various agamas, the Samrajya Lakshmi Deepika, and many more. And various other manuscripts which were endangered have been reprinted after scan. And various mantra diksha cards, invitation cards have been regularly printed for an ongoing program. And currently over 140,000 palm leaves have been in progress to be printed. And here you can see the Supreme printing these and attending to these and directly guiding the disciple to ensure that the integrity of these palm leaves is maintained. And the Kailasa's Nithyananda Hindu Library has also taken on the responsibility of the preservation of rare books and manuscripts with physical and chemical treatment to prevent damage of existing manuscripts, and the combination of traditional and modern techniques are used for this conservation, and maintaining the right temperature and furniture to preserve the rare manuscripts. So these are all of the activities going on in the aspect of preservation within the Kailasa's Nithyananda Library. And here are more photos of the disciples of the Supreme Pontiff working on preserving these rare books and manuscripts. So thank you so much for listening to the ongoing persecution and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has taken the responsibility for reviving the scriptures, which were nearly lost, and nearly only 20% of the Hindu scriptures are still available for humanity. And because of the tireless hard work of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, we are now able to access these scriptures available. The knowledge of the Hindu scriptures has been made available for humanity. And so with this, we conclude our session on the persecution and the revival done by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. We will be back same time tomorrow to continue on and learn about the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in Kailasa, and how the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has stood as the only being reviving